In 1951, in Trenton, New Jersey, Theodore and Stanley Hermann welcomed their first child, a baby boy they named Tim.
I think my mom was really the athlete between the two of them, and I probably got my limited athletic ability from her.
The Hermann family moved to Minnesota in 1952 and quickly established new family roots in White Bear Lake. Tim attended Sunrise Junior High, where his limited ability made him a three-sport athlete, but
So I really was a baseball and football player, kind of a Minuteman in high school basketball. That means, you know, for most of us that were in my situation, we knew that when there was a minute left in the game and we were winning, that's when I got in.
Tim graduated from White Bear in 1969 and attended St. Olaf College to pursue a career in teaching and coaching. He played football and baseball all 4 years, and despite his self-proclaimed limited ability, Tim was also inducted into the St. Olaf Athletic Hall of Fame. Tim graduated from St. Olaf in 1973, and the job hunt began.
It was between Melrose High School and St. James High School, and I had an opportunity to coach football, coach baseball, and be involved in the English department at St. James, and so I took that job in 1973. After St. James High School, we had the opportunity to go to Park Center High School. I was again in the English department there, coached football as an assistant and baseball as an assistant, then a head coach. And later on in my career at Park Center, I became the head football coach.
Tim then moved to Plano, Texas, before becoming the defensive line coach at North Dakota State, then moving to Montana State for 5.5 years. Tim then accepted the position of English teacher, assistant baseball coach, and the head football coach at the new Champlin High School. But don't unpack those bags just yet.
Because I wanted to become an AD and still remain a coach, I had the opportunity to go to Austin, Minnesota, worked for 7 years as the head football coach and the activities director. And then after my coaching career was finished, I felt like that was probably the time for me to move on to just an AD spot. And my wife and I moved to White Bear Lake. And it's kind of funny how we get a chance to give back to the community where we both grew up.
Tim has always loved coaching and found a way to continue that passion.
I'm a member of the High School League Coaches Ed faculty. And to me, that's really important. I've learned a lot teaching that class and met a lot of coaches to be, head coaches to be, and it's been exciting for me to have the opportunity to continue to coach by coaching coaches.
Many miles have been traveled, and just as many memories have been made.
Coaches like Paul Mork and Fred Conrath and Dwayne Dietz, Jim Dimmick, and what a great person he was, a person like Earl Salmonson. I was extremely fortunate to have grown up as an AD in the Big Nine and Region 1AA. Watching ADs like Sharon Early and Tom Groutman and Tom Johnson as they handled issues was really a tremendous learning experience for me. Later, when I moved to the Suburban East Conference and Region 4AA, my colleagues there also provided me with great ideas and support. I know that I have walked out of many a meeting with these good people shaking my head in amazement at all the insight that they had and all the good things they were doing at their schools for their student participants, and wondering why the heck I hadn't thought of any of that. All the good things that I've been a part of as an activities director and as a coach, I feel the influence of all those people.
Great coaches and colleagues have influenced him. Thankfully, a friend helped him meet his biggest influence.
Finally, I'd like to really thank my wife, Kathy. We met in 1968, the summer before my senior year in high school, the summer before her junior year. And I saw this cashier, and I thought, boy, it'd really be fun to take her out if I could. So I convinced my friend who was sitting next to me having a hamburger to ask her out for me. And I didn't take rejection very well, so I wanted to make sure that if she said no, she was saying no to him. But she said yes, and we've actually been together since that time. We were married in 1972 before my senior year at college. My wife Kathy and I have two sons. The oldest son is Tate, the youngest is Adam. Both of those young men now have families. As head coaches, we often take a lot of things for granted, and I think it takes a special person to be a spouse of a head coach, especially in high school, because there's so many things to do. I thank her for those things and all the things that she's done that really haven't been recorded in history, but I'll tell you that I love her. She's been a great support, and I'm looking forward to spending more time with her in our retirement.